future. It is futile. You must embrace it with all of your heart.
Alexandra, I would lose the future if I could. One doesn't have to embrace it.
And Diego.
We are in a rainforest of fossils from the future.
I have always been a pioneer.
We've been encountering residue from the future, flotsam for many different moments.
Fan mail from the future.
What is fan mail, Fanny?
Mash notes, autographed glossies, secret decoder rings.
Multiple mysteries.
Tweezer, no. Yo-yo, no. Mr. Coffee, no. Jukebox, slut machine.
Bosco. Brass knuckles?
A tabloid, the National Review.
Squirt gun? Sunglasses? Velveeta.
Ladies, we are on the frontier of the future.
Oh, look! A mini dirigible. Not to be used as life preserver.
Objects in the mirror may be closer than they appear. Well, Mary, here is your physical evidence. What do you make of it?
Ladies, we have the artifacts. We must find their historical moment. Let us camp tonight in this orchard of the future. Tomorrow we shall enter fully the era that awaits us. We spent the night in the future. Around us swirled a silent storm of images, a star shower of light from a new world.
Under a calliope of stars, below the firmament, the glittering Empyrean, night above the dingle starry. That's not mine. Damn this interference. The vasty deep, the starry deep, under welkin.
Difficult to hack one's way through this thicket of voices from the future.
Rovers, my tender parsnip, shall I ever see you again?
Notes for a paper for the Boston Geo. I have tentatively dubbed this phenomenon we are experiencing chronokinesis. Fanny's tabloids will call it time travel.
Time travel is a tricky business, dear Grover. Beyond our cat.
Chronokinesis, life membership in the Boston Geo, the Academy of Arts and Sciences, honorary membership in the Royal Geo and Académie Française, director of the Smithsonian, the first woman, the Nobel Prize in Physics.
My fellow Polytopians are splendid and intrepid. Mary is excessively anecdotal, and Fanny scorns my lyrics.
Mary and Alexandra are quite sweet, really. Appalling politics, appalling. If we are detained in this country, I shall order them a subscription both to the National Review. I am quite certain that you would adore the National Review, Grover. I am. It is the sole thing I have discovered in the future that reminds me of the 19th century.
I foresee the day. It is exceedingly easy to foresee the day here. I foresee the day Fanny will eat her words. I shall secure an exclusive recording contract with a multinational conglomerate and make consecutive gold records. Note, osmos and meditate what those things are exactly.
The possibility exists that we shall not return here, Grover. one cannot simply go back and forth in time as one pleases. Time is not a revolving door. We have access to the future here. Do we have egress as well?
We are besieged by a mirage of facts. From here, the future looks positively American.
Loud.
Invigorating, quite promising, except perhaps for the theater, which threatens to degenerate into imitations of anthropological kinship studies.
We ought to be approaching a post office soon. Of course, it is a verity that the tropical post will forever be a sink of inefficiency, world without end.
I expect to publish these memoirs with an insert of Kodak reproductions. I adore Kodak.
Can the post office deliver to you in 1889 a letter from me some decades later? I know they can do the other way round. That's commonplace.
I, for one, am looking forward to meeting this Ike. Iko, Willie in the hand jive.
Beyond our ken, dear Grover. Trust you are staying dry. All my love. From terra incognita to terra haute. Fan.
The rare air of the future. Breathe, aspirate, aspire. Aspire. One of the ecstasies of hiking in the Himalayas was to crest a ridge and suddenly confront the infinite surround. Mountains and rivers without end, untouched, glistening with possibility. We are climbing a spire of time. The topography of the future is coming into view, unmapped and unnamed. Distant vistas shining. You must not shrink. You must embrace it with all of your heart.
I slept not awake,
Nor I.
Fascinating
Aspire imagery. I'd love to learn more about Willie in the hand jive.
From the little I could fathom, the future seems a dubious prospect. Beep! I beg your pardon?
Wrong!
Are you contradicting me, young lady?
College bowl, skate for 20. The future is not a dubious prospect. The future is a bowl of cherries.
May, we must locate a translator. Alexander will soon become completely incomprehensible.
Fanny, you cannot elude the future.
Why? Why?
Oh, Fanny, you sound like a broken record. A busy signal car.
Alexander! One must accept the future like one accepts the existence of pit fighters, cyclists, bad grammar. But you would have me embrace them?
Yes.
You are a feckless child.
You, Fanny, you are so square.
I have seen the future, and it is slang.
It's uncommonly close this morning. I must put on a new pace.
I'll follow suit.
Dear Grover, another addendum. As we home in on the future, I begin to feel curiously at ease, happy, content. We have been cantering along at a terrific clip. The future looms. The future looms as steady and stable as a tabletop. I anticipate we shall find a year which suits me perfectly, and I shall settle in for a long refreshment. I shall have a bath. There will be a post office. Oh, dear Grover, I feel we are on the verge of something grand.
Good afternoon, madam.
Sir? Thank you. And I don't even smoke. You know, sir, back in my day, a lady did not smoke tobacco.
Modern times, man. Modern times.
Too true.
How are you finding the travels?
Trying.
Worth the candle?
Without question. Are you Mr. Coffee?
I've been called worse.
I've had premonitions about meeting you.
I'm sure you have.
You are not of the Sarah.
No, not exclusively.
It's too well spoken. Let me tell you, Mr. Coffee, language takes a beating in the future.
And that goes double for diction. Do not despair, dear. These things are cyclical. What goes around comes around.
Is that a local proverb?
One of my favorites. An airmail letter.
Airmail. How funny. If you say so.
Terre House, 1889. Airmail part of the way, then Pony Express.
Terra Haute is not West Indian territory, Mr. Coffee. This letter is a long-running serialization by now. I must mail it before the cost of postage becomes absolutely prohibitive.
Preserve it for posterity. A fascinating memoir you wouldn't want people to forget.
Oh, no, it's much too long. I suppose I could cut out the personal parts.
If you venture along far enough into the future, you'll eventually come across something called a Xerox.
Oh, Xeroxing. I've seen those in Greenland.
There is no hope of Grover ever receiving your letters.
The postal system is worrisome, Mr. Coffee, but not yet hopeless. Do you know Grover?
We've met.
Recently?
Seems like only yesterday, but I have no sense of time.
How was he? Was he dry?
Dry as toast. Frankly, he's been better. Bit of a cough. His wife was not unduly concerned.
I'm his wife.
His second wife, he had declared legally dead. Terre Haute Superior Courts, 1910.
That man.
Remarried a few years later.
He never minded being alone when we were married.
The Great War made him anxious and wealthy.
I thought those were new shoes. He came to me, Mr. Coffee, in a dream. He told me not to speculate on the future.
In his own brokerish fashion, Grover was trying to say, so long.
So long. So long. When did you last see Grover, Mr. Coffee?
Our one and only meeting, October 1929.
How?
He hurled himself off the top of the grain side.
Oh dear.
Part of a gentle rain of brokers that fell heavily that autumn, all over the country.
I've been out of touch.
He was speculating in the commodities market. Blue sky ventures, you know, futures.
Blue Sky Ventures. Did he miss me?
Very much, once he realized you were never coming home from terra incognita. Less and less over the years. You get a little misty around the seminal holidays. Christmas, Easter, Arbor Day. Each and every Arbor Day, you drink 3 or 4 peppermint schnapps in your memory and plant a bush in the backyard. At heart, he wasn't surprised you never returned home from terra incognita. He'd always thought you'd disappear one day, vanish without a trace.
He always did seem rather taken aback whenever I walked through the front door. Well, thank you, Mr. Coffee.
My pleasure.
We will meet again, I trust?
I feel certain of it.
But not for many years.
You never know.
I have been wanting to speak to you.
Yes, here I am after all. A bien told.
Vaya con Dios, Mr. Coffee.
Sean, see you later. Ladies.
Who on earth was that?
Bebe Rebozo.
That was Mr. Coffee.
Oh, really? Sometimes this osmosing is wildly inaccurate.
The multiple possibilities of the future, dear. It might be Mr. Coffee, or it might be Bebe Rebozo. What's his line?
Prognostication. We are on the right track.
Splendid. Saddle up.
What on earth is that?
Snow, unless I miss my mark.
Hold on, tell me melts right off.
Snow it is.
Like no snow I've seen before.
A new snow. A strange snow. An unknown snow.
Lambent,
Snow from the moon, ladies. Yes. Yes.
Lunar snow is not annoying.
Lunar snow, despite its apparent immaturity, is a vintage precipitate. Coarser and sweeter than Himalayan, it stands up to all but the most robust caraform. Fruitier than Rocky Mountain powder and a touch more acidic than Vermont sludge, it is altogether full-bodied and elusive. This is a young snow, but not a callow snow, and should be confronted early, like the finest Hindu kush, before the flush is off the slush and the bloom is gone.
1, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, rock. 5, 6, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, rock. 9, 10, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, rock, we're gonna rock. Around 10 o'clock, midnight,
Civilization.
The outskirts.
How far our standards have fallen.
If I were wearing trousers, I would change.
You need to step up to me, Alexandra.
Hey, it's not vulgarity.
Sorry. Plead the future.
I understand.
You needn't mollify me is what I meant. It appears to me that you were right.
How nice! About what, dear Fanny?
Trousers! Trousers, 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 trousers! Everyone in the future wears them. I am so glad I shan't live to see the day. Well, I suppose I am seeing the day. I am so flummoxed. I hope that I remember none of this when we return home.
If we return home. I know what that is.
A hot rod.
A palanquin.
Oh, honestly, Alexandra, how quickly you forget your own era.
Do you realize that palanquin is now an antique?
So are we, my dear. So are we.
But what is it doing here? And what is that? And who is the dragon lady?
Warren's investigation?
Come closer. Let me scrutinize it. Serious trouble will fetch you up. Your mind, filled with new ideas, is to be made use of. You are worrying about things that will never happen. The nightlife is indeed for you. Praise your wife. Even if it's frankincense. You will never need to worry about a steady source of income. Read finer books and better magazines. Avoid fried foods which angry up the blood. Let the meat barbecue. Let me tell you secrets. The future is now.
That doesn't mean it.
An oracle on an inscrutable pancake. What are these?
Fortune cookie.
No smell.
No cake.
Edible?
Definitely not.
Inside, a scrap of paper.
A message.
Fan mail from some flounder.
You will become rich and famous.
You will meet a tall, dark stranger.
We will go on a long journey.
This is exhilarating.
I will be. Hey! Wow! Gosh! Hello!
Greetings, young man, from President McFadden.
Swell feathers and fancy duds. You ladies look kind of like Kitty. Golly! You're going to the prom or what? Gosh! Did you watch Gunsmoke last night? Or Sailor City?
Kitty?
Kitty, you see, she runs a saloon. She's in love with Marshall Dillon, who's the sheriff, but he won't marry her because he's a bachelor. You see bachelor's love?
Bachelor father, my dear boy. That is a paradox, an oxymoron, a contradiction in terms.
Ladies, the future.
Bachelor father, Mary, you have found your niche. Your prurient interest in anthropological smut should stand you in good stead. Ha! Bachelor father.
Dear Fanny, let us introduce ourselves.
I'm Alexandra, and this is Mary.
Hello, young man.
And this is Fanny.
Hi, I'm Gus. Lucky for me, huh? Are you ladies broke down somewhere? I don't see your head here. Say, who do you like in the series, the Dodgers or the Yankees?
Whom do you like?
I like the Dodgers.
Then so do I.
Great.
Gus, dear, tell us about the palanquin.
About the dragon lady.
A lady of ferocious aspect.
Madame New.
Madam who?
Madame New. She rents a parking spot. What?
How did Madame New and her palanquin happen to land here?
Just showed up one day. Out of the blue.
Gus, dear, what year is it?
You don't know? Come off it.
Honestly, we do not. It's hard to explain.
It's 1955. Everybody knows that.
We don't.
Gee, I'm sorry. I give you a calendar, but they're not for girls. Hey, you guys are kidding me, huh? Come on. Lay off. Just because I'm a teenager?
What's a teenager?
What's an ESSA?
SO is service parts and dependability. So you're tourists, huh? I would have thought you had to be.
Travelers, not tourists.
Polytopians, travelers to many lands.
Charting the unknown.
Geography, cartography, ethnology, and the natural sciences.
Great. I could use a vacation myself.
Gus, dear, we are looking for someone. Perhaps you know him.
Ike.
Perhaps you've heard of him?
I do.
We do not know his surname.
We found his name on the spot.
Oh,
You know the site?
yeah, I know this. Hangs out at the station. Wants to be a grease monkey in his spare time. I'm showing him the ropes.
Oh, so you do not know this Ike.
My dad voted for him. Come on, what are you, gonna vote for the other clown? The Chicago Ike? I like Ike. Great.
Do you like Ike, Gus?
My dad likes him. I bet you Nikki might know this Ike. Besides, you want to stay there where your Pella grows, don't you? Let me go.
Mary, Fanny, Bess.
Chronological and geographical. We are in Pelligros.
In the vicinity of 1955.
Perhaps 1955 is the apotheosis of the future.
This Ike fellow must be a local puma.
We shall palaver.
Here's directions to Nikki.
Far?
Just a hop, skip, and a jump. We're even these way with a full tank, but for you guys, it's on the house.
Marvelous, a match set!
Ladies, wear him out!
You collect them? I give you green stamps, but what you kill me with like...
Gus, dear, I have one last question for you. Does this Nicky fellow have a bath?
Does he have a bath? You kidding? Does Nicky have a bath? He's got everything. What do you see the setup of this place? You're gonna flip.
Amazing. Gus, dear, my undying devotion. Ladies, don my heels.
Adieu, Gus.
See you later, alligator.
Goodbye, Gus. Perhaps we'll pass this way again.
After a while, crocodile.
Aw, Gus, the mighty Solarian.
Whatever you say, lady. Give Nicky some skin for me.
Whatever you say, Gus.
Excuse me, thank you very much. Hi, do you know how to find the way to Nicky's Pelligros? Oh, no worries at all. Excuse me, people, many natives, watch your step. Excuse me. Impossible, but perhaps we passed it.
My eyes were peeled.
Perhaps we passed it in time. Perhaps it was here once, but now it's not.
I think not. I have an unshakable conviction we have come to the very center of 1955.
Smack dab in the middle.
Well said, Alex.
The map's right is this sneaky fellow. I will horsewhip anyone who stands in between me and a hot bath.
I once broke up a knife fight with a whip. 2 Sherpas were vying for a place by the fire.
Do you hear that music? A minor bird escaped from a cocktail lounge.
Fanny, you redefine pessimism. What is a cocktail lounge?
Well, suppose it yourself.
Happy hour.
Ladies, I do believe we're on the verge.
We arrive in 55!
Vaya, vaya, vaya! Con Dios! Woo! Wow!
My, holy cow. What have we here? Our humble joint, Nikki's Pelagos of Paradise Bar and Grill. I'm Nicky Paradise. Welcome to Paradise. Your hospitality still means something.
Oh, brave new world with such creatures in it.
Alexandra, you are a terrible plagiarist.
Instantly smitten.
Make yourself at home. Mi casa es su casa. My house is your house. Toss back a couple of stiff ones, grab a plate, cool out in the casino, let your hair down, loosen your corsets.
Mr. Nicky!
Please, Nicky.
Alexandra Kerfuffle.
Mrs. Cranberry. But you may call me Fanny.
It would break my heart if I could.
Mary Baltimore from Boston.
Such tropicana, such femininity. Overwhelmed, truly.
I'm just a bad
Mr. Paradise?
Nikki,
Mr. Paradise.
Nikki.
Nicky. I hope you won't think me indelicate.
Never.
But I simply must have a scrub immediately. Post haste. It has been eons. Could you arrange for me to have a bath?
For you, Fanny, a whirlpool. Follow that legs. Don't be stingy with the bubbles. That's what they're there for.
Bubbles? I won't ask. I'll just hold my nose and dive right in.
Now the eyes see in the dark, but I'm sleeping. Now the time has come to want a time for leaving. Fire conmigo, my darling. Fire conmigo, my love.
Nikki's Pelagos of Paradise Bar and Grill.
Be there or be square.
Perhaps you can shed some light.
Oh yeah, I like Ike. Who doesn't?
Who don't?
Have it your way, man. I'm easy.
I like Ike. Heck, who don't?
Hardly anybody.
Indeed. It's a companion button. I like Ike. Heck, who don't?
You're sharp. Need a job?
Oh, bravo, Mary. I love a good mystery, don't you?
Do you know him? Gus said you might.
We would very much like to meet him.
He's become the point of some interest with us.
We're like this. He and Mary are nuts about this joint, never vacations anywhere else. Says she's gonna make Nikki's a national monument.
Is he in residence at present?
Ease in back. Smoking a cigar, I'll take you around.
Oh, goody, I'll Kodak him for posterity.
He's a likable guy, Ike. Plays a fair round of golf. No doubt. You play?
The Scottish game? No. Speaking of games, am I correct in understanding that there is a gambling emporium on the premises?
The casino. Toss back a couple of stiff ones and then get to gambling. Shoot some craps, perhaps. Spin the wheel, float a check, whatever.
Gambling provides a fascinating study in cross-cultural comparisons. For instance, did you know that the youth and teens of the American West are avid gamblers and will wager their entire life's possessions on a single throw of the dice?
Nope, I did not know that. Did you know that those Nevada booty bins are full with catatonic blue-haired ladies going like this?
No, I did not. Fascinating. I do not indulge personally, of course, but with your permission, I should like to take notes.
Have a ball, Mayor. Knock yourself out.
Not annoying! Maybe Gus said to give you some of his skin.
Thanks, doll. Good kid, Gus.
He drew us a map. That's how we located you.
That's not how you came to Nikki's, Al.
I beg your pardon?
I said that's not what brought you to Nikki's, a map.
Are you contradicting me?
It wasn't a map that brought you to Nikki's, it was Kismet.
I suppose you're right. I do have a positive feeling about 1955. It's keen.
I'm having a great year. So you stopped at Woody's, huh? See the dragon lady?
Madam New.
Madam New. She's usually parked out front, filing her foot-long nails.
Lovely palanquin.
Is that what it is? I always thought it was a Chuck Chevy. I should be done with a cigar now. Want to be?
Desperately.
Third door on the left. Knock 3 times. If Manny answers, come back. We'll do it later.
I'm off to meet thee, Ike. I can't get you out of my mind. I'm gonna kidnap you.
Hold your hula hoops. Al, you aren't by chance a lyricist.
How'd you guess?
I can spot talent. Meet me in the lounge with. I can use a good word jockey. I have a lucrative contract to script some billboards for Burma Shade.
Burma shape. I've been dying to know what that is.
Al, I told you. Kismet.
I can't get no satisfaction.
Take it back. I haven't seen duds like that since High School Confidential. May I? Fred and Ginger have nothing on us. Nothing. Say, do you remember those Danny Boone hats, the ones with the wacky raccoon tail?
I'm afraid not.
Oh, they were gas! So, how was the whirlpool?
It was mesmerizing. Those little jets of water are quite captivating. I was lightheaded, swoozy all over. Jacuzzi all over.
I'm not sure I followed.
Your whirlpool, it is called a jacuzzi. Or one day it will be.
I like the sound of that. Jacuzzi.
The establishment is uncanny. A veritable pleasure dome.
I like to think of it that way.
It's just like my postcards. Look,
Say, where'd you get these? These are sharp.
I brought them with me. Look, there's Nikki's. The view come true. A generic night spot.
Like I always say, Fanny, the future is now. I'm gonna put these up in all the rooms with the Gideon Bibles.
Mr. Paradise.
I'm gonna get cross with you.
Nikki. You know, ever since I have arrived in 55, I have had a craving.
Say no more.
I look off in anticipation. Cool Whip!
The real McCall. Up to you, Fanny.
Oh, good.
Jello mold. No. Noxema! Yes! Heaven.
I have experienced an epiphany in the casino. I brief on understand it came, as I say, here in 1955. Look.
Oh, fantastic! I love the future.
And how did you do, Alexandra? Did you run the elusive Ike to ground to treat him, beer him in his lair?
Maybe answered.
You'll collar him tomorrow. Quite a card, Ike. Una tarjeta en Espanol. Not many people know that.
How do you know that?
Bulletin from the future.
Does this bulletin say anything about Ike?
He is a poobah of the first water. Golf clubs. Cardigan sweaters. Cue ball.
Cue ball.
He has got a cue ball head that is hard as lead, but he is all right with me. Whoa, whoa.
Mary!
Amazing what blossoms in one's brain in this country. That is from something called rock and roll.
Rock and roll. Womp bop a womp womp bop to. Wombat.
Hi. Osmosing the future is far more strenuous than navigating the upper reaches of the Congo.
A January 1955 Variety magazine says that rock and roll will be gone by June. What month are we in?
I have no idea.
Hope it's not June. I am diving to rock and roll. I mean, determined, not diving.
Hello. What's this? Manioc?
Noxema.
Have you tried it?
The texture is indescribable.
Why, this is sheer heaven, Alexandra.
More than sheer heaven, ladies. Paradise!
You look like the cat that swallowed the canary.
We were dancing.
Really?
Yes. Nikki is a divine dancer.
Try some Noxema.
Cool Whip! Oh!
So this is Fanny's Cool Whip.
Luscious, isn't it?
And how was your experience in the whirlpool, Fanny?
The whirlpool is a celestial contraption that I'm now calling a jacuzzi.
You should have seen the ecclesiastical floor show in the casino. The natives called it girls a poppin'. As fascinating as fire from an anthropological point of view. Reminiscent of the vernal fertility rites in Sumatra, which always culminated in a riot of gymnastics.
Mary! Spare us your salacious anthropological details.
Remarkably simple. A cornucopia of concupiscence.
Ladies, get a load of this. I'm osmosing jingles like crazy. Tiger striped and brave, for that clean scrape that you crave, to fashion's whim you are no slave. Take it off with Burma shave. Go, Alexandra. Jingles are the art form of the future.
What's it got to do with Burma? I've been to Burma.
As have I.
The future is not dull.
Alexandra, this is not the future. This is 1955.
Not annoying.
To the future.
To us.
To Yetis and dirigibles.
To our adventures many more.
To jacuzzis.
To the elusive Ike.
Cheers, Ike!
Good. Pleasures in Nikki's Telegrosa Paradise Bar and Grill were Philharmonic. Had blossomed into, I almost blush to recall it, bonafide voluptuary, scheduling an assortment of overcalls, emanated parlance, leisure time activities, recreation. The casino was an anthropologist's field day, an anthology of human misdemeanor. It's fascinating as by a floor show girls of Hoffman held, I felt the key to the culture, and those were years of intense scrutiny. Television proved an addictive, if ultimately incomprehensible hypnotic, and I thought the jacuzzi the single greatest piece of engineering since the wheel. In short, I went, as the topical lingo had it, on a bender. The Byzantine pleasures of Nikki's intoxicate, but Do not satiate. I flash and yearn for adventures beyond the jacuzzi.
Alexandra! Ugh. I have yet to catch a glimpse of him. That man he guards him like a griffin.
Perhaps Ike is a yeti.
Oh, Mary! Look what I found.
What is it?
Surfboard.
What is the cultural application of a surfboard, Alexandra?
Hang 10, shoot the pipeline, curl the big kahuna.
Whatever you say, Alex.
While Alexandra may have her surfboard, I have my go-go boots, a silver ceremonial shoe used for mashing potatoes, riding ponies, and collaborating with the Watusi.
I found a tile.
Terracotta?
Mongolium.
Mongolia. What's that got to do with the Congo?
I know not.
I've been to the Congo, as have I.
Mary, you are the dingiest hanging there.
I shall hang in there. I owe you a great debt, Alexandra.
No problem there, no sweat, no skin off my nose.
Honestly, Alexandra, only a moment in 1955, and already your language is beyond redemption.
Loosen your lipping girdle, Fanny.
Ah, Alexandra, how go your jingles?
I've given them up for rock and roll.
A fleeting fad.
Rock and roll is here to stay, Fanny. Oh, so when's the shindig?
Shindig?
I believe she means the authentic charred meat festival you promised us.
Ah, yes, the barbecue.
What will we be having? Barbecued manioc?
Mary, you have enough gear for a trek. Where on earth is this picnic?
I have discovered within myself a new world. A voluptuousness that astounds me with its magenta sunsets, its incarnadine passions, indigo fevers, tropical storms, and throbbing scarlet heart. Having discovered my voluptuous inclination, I have no intention of leaving it undiscovered. Ladies, don't you see? What we all need is further adventures.
Yes, Mary.
Yes, Mary. A few days trek. See something of the hinterlands. It might be nice.
I have in mind going on.
Oh, I don't want to go back.
Not back. On.
But Mary, I adore 1955. I love this. I would break my heart to leave. The occasional barbecue. I love it. Andre Jew, we're engaged!
Oh, Fanny!
Oh, thank you so very much. Nikki and I are so excited. The night Nikki popped the question, I was agog with anticipation. When he asked, I said, yes, oh yes, my little mountain flower, and I could see us going on vacation in the Andalusian mountain flowers with the houses with their big and pink and pea and blue and oh, goodness.
What will Grover say?
Oh, Grover, dear Grover, my tender parsnip, Grover will have an apoplexy. You know, I can scarcely recall what Grover looks like. His face is fading from my memory like a hand-tinted picture postcard. I never told you. Grover passed on in 1929. Did away with himself, poor dear. Despondent over pork belly futures.
Poor Fanny, how do you know?
Mr. Coffee. That man. Did you know he had me declared legally dead? No!
Well, 3 cheers for you, Fanny. Alexandra, there are new worlds out there where the air is rare.
I have a date. I'm writing tunes with the Gorge Troll. We've got a new deal with the House O' Hits. They want to buy our Newest number, mind your own beeswax. Then we're going for a ride on his chopper. Now that I know what his chopper is.
Seems a shame to break up the team.
You don't have to.
Perhaps we are meant to be solo sojourners after all.
I'll go find a place to fire up the brick. I'll follow suit.
My brain is full of exhilarating bulletins. On the horizon, a transcendent light flashes off the spires of the future. This new world is a garden. Splendors and wonders, marvels and mysteries, miracles which top even Cool Whip.
Nothing shall ever replace Cool Whip in my affections. So you're really going?
Yes,
Seems a shame.
I'm restless. Wanderlust, you know.
I do. I have to admit, I do feel a tug, but I belong here.
This is what you wanted. The show business.
My brilliant career here in 1955. I impart the entertainment industry.
Good for you.
I'm wanton.
Alex.
I mean weepy, not wanton.
Oh, Alexandra! Thank goodness you're still here.
What a getup.
Dear Fanny.
Mary, I too have a hankering to hit the trail, but 1955 suits me to a T-bird.
Will you invite Ike to the wedding?
Andre knew he is Nikki's best man.
Goody, I'll Polaroid him for posterity.
Yeah, it looks sensational, doll. Al, I ran you leads, cleared up the flagpole. I salute, sweetheart. Man,
Nick?
now you think you had no sense of humor?
Live and learn.
I sure will. So, what's the word, Thunderbird?
Mr. Nicky, your emporium is most enticing. The sirens seduce.
They really will, don't they?
But I have strapped myself to the mast and must sail on.
When you gotta go, you gotta go. I have something for you. A little pick-me-up for the open road. You won't find a lot of St. Bernards with Cool Whip in their tanks. Happy trails.
Nicky, congratulations.
Fanny spilled the beans, huh?
I think so.
Sorry you won't be here for the big day.
I shall be here in spirit.
All right. Well, so long. In the immortal words of Satchel Paige, don't look back. Something might be gaining on you.
Ah, the sage Satchel Paige. He also said to keep the juices flowing, jangle around gently as you move.
I'll keep it in mind.
Sound advice. I intend to follow it to the letter.
Mary, you must give us the lowdown on the future before you go.
I've only had glimpses, mind you. Flashes, bits of light. Electric eyes, automatic tellers, TV dinners, and that's just the beginning. Trailer parks, mobile homes, home economics, overwhelming credits, spin-offs, tax subsidiaries, tax shelters, subsidiary rights, offshore banking, venture capital, residuals, creamer, non-profit foundations, no-fault insurance, pop stickers, railroad jackets, lava lamps, Dayflow, black lights, the Peace Corps, soul music, the Fab Four, Bird Bars, Fondue, free love, Romanian Cabernet, Sauvignon, disposable income, significant others, moon elevators, superstars, floating anchors, slam dancing, low riders, prime time sharing, word processors, double speak, hyperspace, holograms, fellow travelers, windows of vulnerability.
Fellow travelers, yes, 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 yes.
The vulnerable windows, marvelous.
Ladies, what do you say we have one last rotor? Just one for the road thank you for everything.
Hey!
Willie and the hand jive.
You're it, man.
You and Nick are impertinent. Give Gus some skin for me.
I sure will.
Mary, au revoir, bon voyage. Stay dry, try to write, and look out for Xeroxin.
Goodbye, Fanny.
Vaya con Dios.
Go on.
The splash of galaxies across the night sky always brings out the phenomenologist in me. Millions of new worlds waiting to be discovered, explored and illuminated within and without. The Nautilus shell mimics the shape of the Milky Way. Of course, in quasars, my face is bathed in light from a vanished star. I stand on the precipice. The air is rare, bracing. Before me stretch dark distances, clusters of light, many mysteries to come. I am on the verge. I have such a yearning for the future. It is boundless, not annoying. Not annoying at all.
Yes, I'd like to start off with our wonderful wardrobe, Catherine and Caroline.
They worked so hard, and as you guys saw, there were very, very many costumes on this end of the four of us, so thank you to the two of them for helping us so much. All right. Second, we want to give a huge thank you to our incredible stage manager. She has worked tirelessly to organize all of our rehearsals, keep us on track, bother us for permission slips and whatever we needed, and she is the best. This show wouldn't be what it is without her. So Sophie, please.
We'd like to thank our lovely student director, Caroline Mack. Lines in this show or stepping into play someone when they weren't there. She's there for absolutely everything. We love you. Thank you. Thank you.
Finally, we would like to thank Miss Sullivan, without whom none of this could have happened. Her love for this text has been so apparent throughout this process, and she's helped us so much and made this so incredible and wonderful experience.
Thank you to Ryan Martin, who came last minute to help us out, and Fred Martinez.
I want to thank all of you. This was the hard, I can't believe how much you memorized. I wrote in the program it was college seniors who played these roles, and it's just amazing to me that during college applications, and a semester taught, like craziness. Like sometimes I forget how much they're going through at home and how much they're devoting to all this time and all of remembering everything they had to do and costumes. And you have brought to me a huge gift by making this happen on the stage. So thank you so much.